Let's cut up the keys for the project. This is the control key. Hey, I caught this nut and the cutter. It flew off down here on the table, and I caught it as I was cutting a best key, but I did not have the key in. Otherwise, it probably would have destroyed everything. I had the key out. It was just doing a dry cut, and I noticed a vibration. I was holding it on here, and the nut came off. So if you're going to use this HPC on an ITL, you better tighten it up with some wrenches. That's my advice. Buddy, welcome back to another great show tonight. This is on the beautiful Lab IC-Pro. Great little machine. It's a capping press of all things. It'll do 6 and 7 pin cylinders in the best brand format. And I just love this little capping press. It comes with all these little goodies. I have it out in the shop. You can buy it from many suppliers now. When I got it before it was even out. It's $1,067 all over the internet. Same price. They must have fixed that price together. I got it for less than just a little over $900. You just work with them, whatever they tell you. Whatever you'll settle for. Great machine. You got to have this capping press. If you're going to press best cylinders, the caps on top, you're not going to use this machine. I mean, you may have to, but what a pain. Look at, I beat it to pieces. It's soft metal. It's really junk. But this little jewel is great. We're going to be talking about this, but of all things, all right, this is not as easy as you really think. To show off that tool, this killer little press, I made 4 separate pinning charts for these best cylinders. So that's what I've done in Master King. It's an old program, but it's easy to work with. Can you believe it? It's CD form. So you're going to need a CD reader to put into your beautiful brand new laptops. And they're basically out of business. I mean, HPC, call them. You can't get any help. So if you didn't install this prior to today, 2023, you're going to have real trouble just getting the certificate number you have to have for that software. But enough said about that software. I'm going to pin up cylinders, and it is going to cross 4 separate master pinning charts. No master pins at all. And 2 with the same control key bitting and the same master key. Even though there really is no master key on this no master key system. But a 6 and 7 pin, 6 and 7 pin. I don't know if you've ever worked with this stuff, but it gets detailed real quick, especially in the best program. Lots and lots of pins going into this system. So I'm going to play. I'm going to see if my keys, all separate keys, all work simultaneously in a system built on Master King. But I'm really, only reason I'm doing all this crazy stuff, I want to show you this unit. I took it all apart, took the guts out of it, and really readjusted it. That arm's in the wrong position. I turned it more so that I have the pushing power instead of the pulling power. Pop those little caps on. I'm going to show you this in detail. This other stuff is fluff, but I have to have some cylinders. I haven't seen anyone on the internet really use this tool and punch some cylinders with it other than see, okay, they did it. I'm going to show you kind of behind the scenes, just tidbits of putting this together, and then we're going to go in detail. I'm going to gut this thing. I'm going to gut it. I'm going to show you the inner workings of it, the spline, the whole gears inside, how I had to adjust it, lubricate it. Didn't come lubricated from the factory. Get into this slightly with the pinning. I really don't want to get sidetracked, but it's quite involved. I have to pin up some cylinders. Don't get discouraged. I'm going to get there. Just let me do some pinning first. By the way, you can call these whatever you want. And I'm just going to see how my keys work. Like, have one control key that'll work everything. All these 4 different systems with all that same control key number. Number 1 change key number is the same as the master key on these other master key charts here. These cylinders are H right there. So that is the lettering. And you use an H key. It's by Ilco. It's a A1114H. And these are by General, which is from Annixter. Now Wesco. So they're good cylinders. I only paid $8 a piece. They're just test cylinders. If anybody gets real serious, I would buy the best brand cylinder to put in for them. But if they're not serious, I just buy the knockoffs. And they're nice. I mean, look at them. Can you build that for $8? Could you? Would you? That's a nice cylinder. And the keys are cheap. They're nickel. Nice little key. Love them. So there we have it. I'm going to pin these up now. I'm going to start out with the master key setup. So this has some wafers in there for master pins. And I'm going to do the 1AA. Every one of these 4 different charts, they're all the same control key. So I'm going to see if the control key works with 6 and 7 pin. Just use 2 numbers of the same on the key, so it's a 2 and a 2. I'm trying to set this up easy for somebody to copy if they want. I'm going to pin this one up because that would be a master key cylinder. I'm just going to use this one change key, 1AA. Pin it up, and this is where I start with the first little 6-pin jobby-do on a mastered system. By Master King HPC to the rescue. When I start with one of these charts so I don't get mixed up, what I always do is I take these little sticky notes and I want to do this one. So I'll put a sticky here. This is the tip for the day. I just have to be organized. That's my whole world. Organization. And I put it there. Now I know what I'm doing. I'm only doing that one. This is the tip. So these first numbers go in the tip of the cylinder, so the furthest part back in here, not by the bow side. So I just write tip to bow. That way I know I don't get mixed up. And you can write a picture of the key out here. You can take a pencil and just write it like over the key. That always helps. Yeah, you can write it like this. References, very good. That way you don't put the pins in backwards. Best cylinders have a lot of pins. Look at all those pins. That's crazy. This is Lab's equivalent to a best pinning kit. It's kind of nice. They're all color-coded. Pick a marker and mark out all the stuff you would have up here, down here. And just mark it out. Makes it simple. You won't get lost. I mean, how do you look up there? That's not cool. Mark it all out. I would love to have used this tray, but missing one more row. You got one more row going on if you're master pinning the thing. So where would I put the drivers on this? I don't know. Sorry, COK Supply. Build it a little bigger. Help us out. I buy it. Make some more. Come on. So I just loaded up the tray. Now this tray is very delicate compared to, you know, this. This is deep. Now you can get all in little containers, and guys will set the containers up in a row. I get away with just this little lab thing tonight. I don't really consider this fun, although it is entertaining. You're all interested in it. Best makes this. This is kind of a pricey little tool, but I like it. I don't know, just because it's made by Best. I think it's $35 for this stupid thing. I don't really enjoy putting all these pins. They're so teeny in this system. Now each row adds up to 23. Anyway, stay tuned. If you take your time, make sure everything's seated down in these little master wafers, number 2 masters. They always want to spin over. But if you take your time and load this thing up properly, it'll save you tearing it down. I hate tearing down a cylinder and trying to... I'll spend, you know, an hour monkeying with it when I could have just loaded it. When you took my time, guys are in such a hurry. Now see, I put that in. Yeah, it's okay. And I make sure they're all flat. Everything's cool. Now I've only got, boy, look at that. I already moved one. Twink. So this one, all these chambers are loaded. And they're all loaded. I'm not getting mixed up. Guys will be in a big hurry. You don't want to put that bottom pin upside down. Then everything's messed up. Just make sure everything's pushed down. And you don't want to hold your finger on that when you're first loading it. Anyway, you may know all this stuff, but kind of fun to... Oh, see, I don't know if I lost that one. Now I got to dump it. Yep, it was in there. It's so easy to mess this up. If you're working with like a Yale system or Medico, you don't have all these parts. Oh, I take that back. X4. If you got to load one of these, it's the same cylinder, but in your key. Look at that. Doesn't want to go in. There we went in. That's good. Well, this video is not about pinning. Look at this cool little tool. I just picked this bad boy up. It's called Lock Caddy. I'm glad they engraved their name there. But watch this thing. All right, it's got little pins. So it'll tell you if you've loaded the stacks up properly to 23. Watch this. This is so cool. Oh, there goes the spring. All right, watch this. You're going to freak out. It'll work our... Oh, am I doing this right? Yeah. Oh, I don't even know how it works. I thought it was easy. Oh, I got it backwards. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now, isn't that cool? Look at it. It just told me that all those stacks are just perfect. Man, what a nice device. Lock Caddy. You got to put your cylinder in there, right? Now, they make a whole bunch of these goodies. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on this. It's kind of big pricey. You can get it from COK Supply. Buy this from UHS Hardware, Annixter, or you can buy it from Lock Caddy themselves. Look at that. So that tells me my stacks are perfect. That's good. Now, I can stick in a cut key. So I'm going to go ahead and test all these by just putting in the springs. And one of my little springs rolled way over here. Come on back here. There we go. It's time consuming to load up these little vests. I know there's some guys that are fast. They do it every day. You're going to get good. You're going to get good at all this. So there we are. We're loaded up. You just hold it down with your hand. Hold them little springs down. Because that would be my capper. It should be called finger capper. That would be cool. So let's see if my master key, here's my master key. Let's see if it works. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that works. You know, here's the problem though. Any kind of hook on a key, any kind of hook like that, especially in the best world, it wants to hook. So you don't want a bunch of jumps. I mean, this is working. I'm not holding it properly. It's not in a lock, but it works. But if you don't have a bunch of hooks in your key, there's a point on the very beginning of that. I can take a file and take that little point off. I already ground off the front one. You can just take a file, knock off all the high points. That's a secret. And then it'll slide in a lot easier. You do not want to laser cut your keys. I found out something. I talked to the pros. If you laser cut your keys, which will make them really slide in here easy and pull out. So if you cut it laser, which you can make these all nice and wavy, like a car key. Most people will open a door with a key. They'll turn this and they'll kind of pull on it. And what'll happen is, if you have this hook in the key, it'll pull on that last pin, the hook will, or the second to the last inside the cylinder here, and it'll foul that up. It'll wreck the cylinder. So don't laser cut, guys. Even though it feels better, everything works better, just take a file. I'm going to take a file and knock that little high point off. There's just a little high point in the key. And this will fly in there like you wouldn't believe. I don't need that space cut. That's from my cutter. It left that because I didn't laser cut. But the rest are all cool. I guarantee you if I take that high point off, it'll slide in here like butter. Let me do it. I got one of my little HPC files. Oh, this will be fun. I paid through the nose for this file. All right, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take that little high point off, which it would wear off anyway with the use, right? I'm not wrecking nothing, guys. Don't be scared. All right, I didn't change the height. I just took off the high point. Slightly little. You can still see the evidence of it. So we'll take off the burr that I threw up. All right, let's see if it works better. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh, my. That works really nice. Great idea. A guy that used to be the salesman for ITL told me all about these best keys and the problems. And that's the high points is really the problem, and any hooks. That's the tip for the day. Knock your high points off with an HPC file. Look at that little goodie. Man, the kids would love this. This is such a cute little toy. Control key works. That's good. And does that have any high points? One back here. Little teeny one. Well, anyway. I'm going to leave that alone. That works nice. You never use a control key. But that works nice. So both my control keys work. Let me tell you why. I use the same last numbers right here. So that's 2 and 2. That's for a 7-pin, even though let me see if I can get it out of here. I have a 6-pin control key. Yeah, here's the 6-pin. I stamped it a little bad, but anyway, here's the 6-pin, and it works good too. So on those last little numbers, if you use the same 2 numbers, things are cool. You can set your little pinning chart up that way. I'm testing all the keys while you're here. Now see them points at the end? See that little double points? Little barbs? Just take your file and knock them off. It won't jam in there. See, right now it's not wanting to really go in nicely. You don't want that in your cylinder. So I'm going to take my file and knock that off too. This is the regular control key. Don't want to go too far. These little best cylinders have tight tolerances. This isn't like a quick set. Well, I don't know. I'd rather do this in a vise. Okay, I'm not going to wreck it, but let's just see if it works good. Oh, look at how easy that goes. Just by taking them barbs off. So don't freak out. Just take your barbs off of these keys. And then everybody will be happier. And the folks won't say, hey, my key's jamming. I hate to hear those words. I'm going to go, let me see it. Anyway, there we have it. So all the keys that are going to function in this cylinder, this little 6, they should work in the 7 too. I hope. You want to get yourself some ice trays and then just gently. See, even this ice tray doesn't like to do it, but it will be fine, okay? Ice tray heaven. There's number 1. Now we're going to do a 7-pin. Aha, look at that. More of that crazy pinning. Let's get started on this thing. We'll make these all beautiful. You know, I don't know if I would have thought of doing this unless somebody told me. Old Burge with ITL, he said, it's those high points. That's what's hanging in there. Even on the beautiful Medico keys. Take the high points off. Those little nibbers on this with a cheap file. You know, this is HPC, this thing's a toy. Grab it away from your little boy or girl. And take them high points off. Let's see if I got any more. Nope. Nope. Okay, so everything should work great. You know, you wonder why a regular key that's not cut yet works so nice in there, slides in, because there's no high points or hooks. Covering up the key cuts. We don't want to grab pins and put them in, right? Oh, I'll tell you what. Where were we without sticky notes, ice trays, and little toy files? I'll load this whole tray up. Just like that. Watch. Just like that. I almost forgot. You got to mark these. So you can write on the side 1AA. And if I was really setting this up for a building, I wouldn't use 1AA or anything like that. I wouldn't use the AA system. You could have a lot of AA1s or 1AAs. Anyway, I wrote that on there. Now I know where it goes. Okay, now watch this. They'll all be loaded. And just like that. Isn't that cool? Those little jewels. I don't enjoy at all doing best cylinders. It's very tedious. I had a couple of pins mixed up. And good thing they're color coded. I'll ride them to the last pin. Hope I don't mess it up. I'm hoping this works because she's putting a lot of time in for a capping video. Now we just check it with our little cradle here. Oh man, lock cradle. That's pretty cool. And you can put it backwards and you can put it right. Oh, let's see. Oh man, I'm right on the money, guys. That looks even to me. I'm hoping. Yep. Now let's see if my key works. Ooh. An AA17 pin. Oh, look at that. Isn't that disgusting? Did you see that? Whoa. That was spring heaven. Let's try that again. Oh, yeah. It works great. It would work better if I had caps on it. That was funny when that went flying. Well, more of the story. Hang on. Hang on for dear life. Those little sprigs are volatile. Look like a volcano blowing up. It always does better when it's in something, like a lock. Like little babies, all nestled in their ice tray. Closer. Working on the third one now. Wow, how did that happen? Look at those little jewels. No master pins in this cylinder. Wow, these are teeny weenies. Ay, ay, ay. I really don't need to be doing this tonight, but I just can't let you guys down. It's the way it goes. Yeah. Very tedious, time-consuming, these little best cylinders. Okay, let's see if I even did it right. Put this beautiful little called Lock Caddy. There we go. Did I do it right? Uh-oh. There's a flaw in there, guys. Right there. I see it. This fourth chamber is wrong. Well, see? Do it wrong, you can dump it out and start over. Just that one chamber, though. Sure enough, the problem was I had a 2 for a bottom instead of the 3. I looked in there, I had a few mixed up in my best pinning kit. Oh well. Hey, this thing was worth its weight in gold. They're all set and perfect now. Wow, this is a cool little tool. Thank you, Lock Caddy Company. If you guys want to see a great video on best cylinders and using this Lock Caddy, oh man, you're going to love it. Look at this. Isn't this great? Lock Caddy to the rescue. Now remember, We're just doing this kind of stuff so I can show you my press and tear it apart. I can't wait to get into the guts of it because really all this needs some help straight out of the factory. Even though they say it's totally set up. Yeah, not really. That's why we're doing this. I'm pinning these up so we can run some caps in the cylinders. That's what this is all about. I'm on the last one. All right, so here it is. I'm gonna pin it up. Watch this. Wow, look at that. It happened. All these beautiful little pins that will drive you out of your mind. Now I'm going to load them in the final cylinder just so you guys can see what I really wanted to show you, which isn't pinning. I wanted to show you this. Oh, I think this video's too long though. I don't think I'm going to be able to show it to you tonight. I have to pull it all apart and stuff. I know you won't last that long, but this is a killer little tool. I want you to stay tuned. I might just do it. Well, that was fraught with danger. All right, let's check it out. The last cylinder. Whoa. Look at the mistake in there. Do you see it? I see 2 mistakes. That's sad, isn't it? Isn't that sad? You know when you get tired. Look at the mistakes. Look at the mistakes. The first chamber and the third chamber. I love this little thing. Where was it my whole life? Lock Caddy. This thing is great. Let's just see if a key corrects the problem. You never know. All right, let's push everything down again. Everything down. One more time. Get it in the right position. It's definitely 3 and 1. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, this thing is really cool. I think I got the bottom pin upside down. All right, let's check this out. I had 2 13s. Look at that. 2 13s. So I grabbed 2 13s. It was supposed to be a 0, a 13, and a 10. And I grabbed 2 13s. That's what I did the first chamber. Oh, yay. I'd hate to do this for a living. I'm just kidding. This is fun. Good thing I have no deadlines, huh? I don't have to do nothing. Okay, got that one in. Let's just see if that changes anything. Wow. Okay, so it's... Ooh. It still looks wrong, but you know, I'd say number 2 and 3 are off, but let me fix 3 because that's, I know for sure that's off. I'm going to have to put a key in there. Look at how cool this little gauge is, by the way. I know that's a 13. These catchers are pretty good. This is a 13. That's neat, huh? Right there. Cool. There we have it, guys. It's working. If you don't have this caddy, you are really yesterday. Look at how cool this is. All lined up. I could pick each cylinder that was wrong instead of saying, oh, I don't know which one it is. Some guys pick from the springs. They can look at the spring heights. But come on. What's it going to hurt? I love it. There we have it, guys. they're all put to bed. Oh, they look so happy in there. We're going to have to come back, guys, later. Next video will be on me capping with this beautiful tool that only looks like a dream right now, but I do own one, and I'm going to show you just how beautiful this tool is. It is a wonder. It's worth every cent of, let's see, $1,067. It's only going up. I would buy on sale, though. You might be able to get it under $1,000, but the first job will save you a fortune. So stay tuned to my channel, tell your friends, and we're coming back to this beautiful capping tool. It's the Lab IC-PRO, which is Pro, capping press. And it'll do 6 and 7 pin best IC cores. Please stay tuned to my channel, tell your friends, ring that bell, and I'll have more door and lock tips like this beautiful stuff and this killer little tool. Oh, how great this thing is. It saved me. I had, what, 2 cylinders all messed up? Thank you, guys, and stay tuned to my channel, please. Tell your friends. Thank you, guys.